I enter. Oh my god. I can't believe I just did that. You just did. Now, administer them to her. I'll leave that method up to you. Alright, I'll mix it in with her breakfast. Excellent choice. One by one, I open each pill bottle, dumping the contents and crushing them all into a fine powder. Once the cocktail of medicine is finished, I put it aside. I walk back upstairs. She's asleep, as I would expect. Even in captivity, she seems so peaceful, as if she's found her only escape. I kneel next to her and softly brush her hair with my hand. I coo at her and tell her that everything is all right. God's in his heaven, and there's nothing he can do now. I lay in bed and watch her elegant body. I woke up early, but it seems Sayori was already awake. I could hear her talking softly to her stuffed animal.
It's so lonely here. I only have you, Mr. Cow. I just wish this nightmare would be over.
This nightmare will be over soon. Just wait it out a little longer.
I hope the other girls are okay. It's only been 2 days, but it feels like years since I last saw them. What's wrong with Hallie? What do you think happened to him? He's lost his mind, you say?
I walk up behind her with a hug from behind. Behind.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Hey, Sayori. Are you hungry? Sayori doesn't say anything. I run back down the stairs and got her some breakfast. I made sure to lace everything with the powder. I return with her food and drink. She takes her first bite and spits it out in my face.
It's so bitter.
It's supposed to be. It's good for you. Now eat. She doesn't open her mouth. Like with a stubborn child, I opened her mouth and force-feed her. I look her in the eyes again. Eat. I look her in the eyes again. She swallows and speaks up.
I'd rather starve than...
That's not going to happen. I continue to force-feed her until the plate is empty. I kiss her goodbye and head off to school. And that's how she died. Class drags on. I just want to go home already. I never knew it, knowing everything could be so boring. At least I can see Sayori after school now. I'm starting to find some joy in this set of circumstances. This is the perfect special occasion for dinner. After school gets out, I run over to the grocery store. I pick up a basket and grab some food. I think Sayori would like this. And this. She hasn't bathed in a while. I should treat her to a bath as well. I grab some soap just for her. Come with me. There is something I want to show you. I follow him to a different part of the store. And I'm led to the fine cookware section. A display of beautiful stainless steel knives shimmer before me. What are we doing here? This is the final part of your destiny. I don't like this. Allow me to finish. To save Sayori, you must make a sacrifice. A sacrifice? An eye for an eye, a life in exchange for Sayori's. You fear her death on Monday. That's the hell I find myself in. How will killing someone fix this? You must take hold of death. Take control of it and let your anger and lust for vengeance consume you. Only then will you save Sayori. I'm sure you know an innocent little lamb who will satisfy your bloodlust. Monica. Yes, let your anger for her strengthen your resolve. Hate her with all your heart, and take her life for the one you love. A smile spreads across my face. If this was the final part of my fate, then I will gladly accept this. I take the knife into my hands, ready to complete my destiny. I could already tell I was going to have fun. I'm home, I call out, expecting a response. I don't get any. I walk upstairs. Hey, Sayoringo.
That's not my name.
Come on, what's wrong with a nickname? You would have found it adorable years ago. What?
Nothing.
You've got nothing better to do. Why don't you tell me? Sayori takes a deep breath.
What happened to you?
I'll explain later. How about I make you some dinner?
No! I want to know now!
Even in the demanding tone Sayori speaks in, she really doesn't have any room to talk. You're not in control here. So long as you are bound to that chair, you will listen to me and me only. Maybe I should consider starving you.
Fine. Maybe starving me will make you feel bad and let me go.
You know that's not going to happen. Besides, you can't guilt-trip me. You tried it once and it failed. I'll explain everything you want to know in due time, but first, I have dinner to make.
Oh, you've gone insane.
Insane? No, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, and expecting different results. I am only doing what I must. I take my leave to the kitchen. I put the knife I bought away and saved it for later. I take out the groceries I bought and get to work on a meal. Around the halfway point, I hear a knock on my door. I walk over and open the door.
Hello, Hallie.
Oh, it's you. What do you want?
Rude much? Is this how you greet people?
She's right here. I should slit her throat where she stands. No, no, it's not the time. You will kill her when I tell you to. Ugh. I have dinner cooking, so make this quick.
I'll be brief. I was at Sayori's house as I was going to pay her a visit, but she hasn't answered the door or my texts. So I thought I'd ask around the neighborhood if they'd heard of her. It's not like Sayori to ghost people. Are you sure she's just sick and not missing?
If she were missing, I would be freaking the fuck out.
Take it easy. If she's not missing, then where is she?
Resting in my guest bedroom.
Can I see her?
She's deathly ill. I'm afraid you'll catch what she has.
Then how come you're not sick?
You know, one thing I should.
She's not sick, is she? Don't lie to me.
She is. She just doesn't want to see you. In the time she's been sick, she's had a lot of time to think. She's come to realize that her time with you hasn't been as good as she thought. She feels like nothing she does for you matters.
You're lying. I want to talk with Sayori now.
Why don't you call her? I'll make sure she talks. In fact, I'll have her call you.
Okay, if you say so. Could you give her this? The club and I made this for her.
Monica hands me a card. A get well card?
Yeah, I'll be going now.
I promise to get Sayori to call you.
I hope so. I want to make sure she's okay.
I promptly close the door in Monica's face and get back to work on dinner. Monica's going to suspect something if I don't do it. I need to think of something. Of course, the moment Sayori talks on the phone, she'll tell Monica about her captivity. You know as well as I do what's at stake. I take the brand new knife out of its box and observe it. You thinking what I'm thinking? Looks like it. But given her suicidal tendencies and thoughts at this point, what's going to stop her from not getting her throat slit? The mere idea of being in a dangerous situation will cause her to go mute. She'll be scared out of her mind. She wouldn't dare do it now. All right. Knife in hand, I walk over to my room. Hey, Sayori.
Is it dinner time?
Almost. But first, someone wants to talk to you.
Monica? Are you letting me go?
Don't fool yourself. I draw out the knife and point it at her neck. Her pupils dilate. Now you're going to speak to Monica. Tell her you're sick. I don't want you worming your way out of this. If you do a good job, you'll eat tonight. Something lights up in Sayori's eyes for a moment, but her short-lived glimmer of hope diminishes as she realizes what she was going to get. I press the edge of her knife against her throat again. A small drop of blood seeps out. Tears form around her eyes. Do we have a deal? Good. I pull the knife away and call Monica with her phone. I lean it up against her ear and keep the knife's edge at her neck. You're sick, Sayori. All Sayori let out was a sheepish She gathered all the courage she could and spoke.
Hey, Monica. Sorry I haven't been able to talk to you in a while. It's just that I've felt so weak and tired that I haven't been able to talk. I don't even know what day it is. I've been stuck in this room.
I pressed the edge of the knife against her throat.
And I've been really super duper sick. How come Allie isn't sick? Why do I sound scared? Don't worry about it. I'm just worried that I'll have to go see a doctor if this doesn't clear up. So I have to go now. My phone's about to die. Maybe I'll see you at the festival.
I pull the phone away and hang up. Good. Good. Now are you hungry?
I haven't eaten anything all day. Please.
Good. You can starve. Sayori lowers her head. She doesn't say anything. I leave the room to spoil myself with dinner. When I've had my fill, I crash on the couch and imagine all the ways I can make Monica scream. I'm looking forward to the weekend. It's morning again. I walk downstairs and get breakfast ready. Then I walk back upstairs and feed Sayori. Sayori doesn't even care how bitter the food is. Her plate is clean when I leave. I get ready and head off to a long day of school. School's over with now, School's over with, and now I'm waiting for the club meeting to be over. I pat my chest over my breast pocket. It's still there. Now. Monica exits the club room. Crap, they're coming this way. Quick, act natural. Hey, you three, what's up?
Oh, hey, Hallie. How's it going?
How's
Sayori?
Getting better by the day.
Well, it was great seeing you. Give Sayori our best wishes. See you at the festival now.
They didn't hesitate to get out of my sight. All that's left is to follow Monica home. It feels good to stalk my prey. It seems like the three of them are heading out in a group. Do they happen to live in the same area? I try my best to keep a good distance from them. The last thing I want to do is draw their attention. This is taking longer than expected. Patience. One hasty move and we're done for. You say this like it's our last chance. I will not come back and try this again. Or will I not come back and try this again? I will not wait for this moment any longer. I will not risk losing all of this to your insolence. One more try or not, I will not repeat this again. Fine, I'll wait.
Who's there? Do you hear that, girls?
Take cover before they see you. Without even thinking, I throw myself to a nearby wall to evade any detection. That was close. See what I mean? You've nearly jeopardized our entire plan. Now stay still. I stay in cover. I peek my head off the corner and watch them look around for a few moments. They resume their commute. I tread more carefully as I watch them. Eventually the three split up and headed their own way. I watch Monica as she goes to her house. I follow suit, watching her every move. This was the place, and now I wait. I hate waiting. Be patient, the fun part will come soon. Yes, I have to stake this out and find out when's the best time to bring her to her maker. For some reason I thought that said market, but it definitely didn't. Precisely. Can I at least come back? I know where Monica lives now. Take a moment to take it all in. I know it pleases you to hear her scream. Just let your mind fill with satisfying that fantasy for a while. What about Sayori? Let her be for a while longer. You'll find her more malleable. I'm sick of this. I only do this because I have no other options. You know you enjoy this. Who else could derive pleasure in the pursuit of killing? You seek to have control over your fate, to keep the grasping hands of death at bay. Do this, and the future will be in your hands. Whatever shred of humanity you hold dearly can be cast aside. Very well, but when I kill Monica, it will be for me alone. You will take no part in it. She's all yours. I'll gladly watch you rip and tear her to shreds until it is done. Even more so if you have your way with her corpse. Could you be any worse? Am I really that fucked up inside? Apparently so. Suppress it all you want, but it's still happening behind the scenes, influencing your every action. Your choices aren't your own, but you already knew that. I've been sitting here for hours. Oddly, it's quieter at night than it was during the day. Lights are out now. I can finally go home. The more I look at this house, the more my mind is berated with thoughts of murder, and my itch for blood only gets worse. I can barely contain myself. Can we go now? We may leave now. I leave the neighborhood and return home. I'm going to show Sayori how much I love her. As I expected, I am greeted with silence. Sayori's quiet as usual. Or is she talking with that cow again? Either way, I walk up to my door. Something reeks inside. I open the door. Hey, Sayori. She was staring aimlessly onto the floor. A dark red vomit-like substance was on the floor. And all of her clothing. The medicine must have made her sick. Sayori, how's it hanging? Come on. Gotta say something at least. She dead, bro. She dead. I know. A nice bath will do you some good. It's been a few days since you washed up, right? Sayori doesn't say a word. I lightly smack her cheeks. Hello? Anyone home? Good. Let's get you all washed up then. I untie the nuts around Sayori and she falls limply to the floor as if she were dead, because she is. I pull her up and she zombily walks with me to the bathroom. I turn on the water and put my hands on her blazer. Let's get you undressed now, shall we? She doesn't even put up a fight. I strip her down to her bare skin and lead her to the tub. She sits down and I begin scrubbing her body, slowly caressing her smooth, silky skin with the brush. Dirt and grime fall like rain down into the water. I softly ran my hands through her silky hair, making sure each fiber of hair is nice and clean. My hands wrapped around her breasts, so soft and supple, ready for feeding. I was half tempted to move my hands down below, but I restrained myself. I mustn't allow myself to be spoiled yet. My prize will be waiting for me soon. I drain the water and dry her off. I lead her bare body back to the bedroom. I look into Sayori's lifeless eyes. I've got something special planned for you soon. You'll love it. I promise. That's it? Come on, you love doing fun stuff. All right, rest up. Sunday is going to be a fun-filled day. I make an exception to tie Sayori to the bed. She should be more comfortable now. I hold her close in my arms as I lay down. The sound of her heartbeat thumping in my ear. The warmth of her body calming me down. Are you sure those are actually there? Her skin tickles my own, putting my worries away. At this moment, I was finally at peace. There's one last thing I have to do, and we can be together forever. Do not delude yourself with the promise of freedom from a cursed existence. Think on it and accept it. Huh? There is no need to be afraid. The cycle of life and death must go on, a fate we are all bound to. She will perish just as she has in the times that preceded you. I am merely carrying out what comes for us all. Gasp! I rise out of bed and look over at Sayori. Today's the day. Let's make the most of it. I hop down to the kitchen and start the day. I crack my knuckles and get to work. I pull out the eggs and bacon and pancake mix and the hot chocolate mix. I get to work on making the whole buffet-style affair, all including my secret ingredient. I wouldn't be surprised if Sayori came crashing down right about now. The room was filled with the sweet and savory aroma of breakfast. When I finish, I take the full course meal and head back upstairs. Sayori was still asleep when I arrived. I sit down by the bed with a plate full of food. Oh, I guess she wasn't dead after all. Rise and shine, Sunshine. Today's a special day, so I decided to start it off with a nice breakfast in bed. You must be starving. Come on, eat up. I bring the fork up to her mouth. She slowly chews it and swallows, never making eye contact with me. Is it good? Sayori seems squeamish. This goes on as I feed her. She eats quietly, only giving the shortest of responses. Her appetite seems to have diminished. She only ate half today. You're not hungry? Oh, well, if you don't want it, I'll just finish it for you. I dig into the food and begin eating. This is really good. You're missing out. I haven't enjoyed a meal like this in a long time. The trace amounts of her saliva only make it sweeter.
I'm not hungry anymore.
Well, save room for dinner then. I'll make us a fine meal. It'll be to die for. In the meantime, we have the whole day to ourselves. Why not cherish it? I lie down next to her in bed. This is nice, isn't it? You and I spending time together like this? It's all I ever wanted. I wanted to be with you. But now you're here, and you're wonderful. You're all I need. I want us to be like this forever. Just you and me. No matter how hard I tried, you kept dying. Even with the best laid plans I could conjure, all could not turn the tide of fate. But now you're here. It's all I ever wanted in this world. So with all of that said and done, I have a confession. I love you. More than anything in the world. You are truly the light in my world. When there's nothing else in this world for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Just yanking most of the Act 3 script there, huh? Yeah. Will you take my hand as we embark in this new world with me? With some of these sentences, man. I know you'll say yes. It's like time isn't passing anymore. I worked so hard for us to get to this point. It's so tempting to write a poem to express how happy I am right now. But we should save that for the festival. Make our confession public. Wouldn't that be perfect? It's okay. I give Sayori a kiss on the cheek. So, what should we do? Watch TV? Read a book? The possibilities are endless at this point.
I don't want to live.
Now, why would you want that? You don't need to go anywhere. All you need is me. Now, why don't you stop worrying and just enjoy the day we get to have together? Okay? Good. I pick up the remote and turn on the TV. I skim through the channels until I stumble on an oddly familiar show. The show was all fun and games until everyone turned into orange juice. So it goes. We watch for a few hours, then I pick up a book and read to her. When I was a few hours into the book, she was fast asleep, likely due to boredom more than anything. I'll let her rest. I pick up Sayori's phone and text Monica. Help! I'm being held captive in the church.
But Hallie told me you were sick.
He's lying. Come get me late at night. And whatever happens, don't call the police.
Why?
He'll find out, and then he'll kill me.
Alright. Please be safe, Sayori.
I walk back down to the kitchen and get started on dinner. She'll love this. Even her lack of an appetite can't resist this meal. As I work on the meal, I finally have a moment to myself. As the hours pass, the sun starts to set and night begins to take over. It's almost time. I take out my knife and the whetstone it came with. I sharpen it until it's razor sharp. I test the knife with my hand and graze the edge over my skin. Blood starts to pool out of my hand. A satisfactory stinging sensation takes over for a few moments. I take a bowl of dinner and walk back upstairs. I feed her and head back down. I eat some and lay down on the couch. I close my eyes and rest up for a little bit. I get a strange feeling in my stomach, like before taking a girl out on a date or starting a new year of school. I feel so happy. Is this the happiness I looked for? Yes. Embrace it, and don't let it leave your grasp. I won't. I can already see our future together. Just a little bit longer, Sayori. There's just one obstacle left to remove. Sayori, it's me. Sayori. I'll be going out for a while. I just want you to know that whatever happens, I love you. Thank you for giving me the strength to do this. I leave. There's no going back now. Knife in hand, I set out to my final destination. Thoughts of what might happen and what might not happen run through my head, filling me with both pleasure and concern. This is all for Sayori. Monica will become the martyr for Sayori's salvation. A smile creaks on my face as I continue to walk. And so I create a new world, a new future. How shall I lead this? How shall others view me? What shall I become? You're a madman, that's what you are. I could cry in joy in this new future. I could champion my fate and roam free. They will never understand my weeping and joy in this new future. They will not understand the new future I shall create, for the old future will be foreign to them. But, for the new future to be made, the old one must die. I stand out in front for a moment to take in the view. I can't believe I'm really going to do this. I know she's just inside. I aggressively kick down the door. I see Monica standing speechless in the middle. I run towards her in a blur and grasp her throat.